it's 100 years after some women got the vote, not all women first of all anyway, so I think saying 100 years since suffrage is a bit misleading. So I think if you take more recent kind of laws, so it wasn't until the 1990s that women could actually complain about being raped in marriage, for example. It wasn't illegal until the 1990s. So I think to argue that equality exists just because we have the right to vote, I think is really quite misleading. People, black and ethnic minorities have the right to vote, LGBT people have the right to vote, and they certainly do not have equality, and neither do women. So, for me, and it leads on to what are some of the key issues really for women today, is violence against women worldwide is the leading cause of death for women. So violence against women by men to women. The leading causes of death in men are things like smoking, things where they have the choice to undertake. For women, violence against us, it's not our choice. it's what is placed upon us, that's a huge problem. There's a lot of pressure on women, a huge amount of pressure on women to be able to achieve absolutely everything. As we have gained more rights and we've gained more status within society, what we still haven't lost is that women overwhelmingly have the caring responsibilities. So with regards to children, for example, and with regards to other relatives perhaps who are unwell, elderly relatives, that kind of thing, women hold the lion's share of that. And so whilst we strive for careers and education and all of those kind of things, all these things that men have always had access to and the right to, and we're starting to get access to and the right to, we're still holding all of these other challenges which impact upon our ability. If you have a child that you have to care for, it limits what jobs that you can apply for, or whether or not you can attend education, etc. And so it's very much a glass ceiling, really. It's saying, well, you could have everything, but you have to have all of these other things as well, and in order to be a good and successful woman, yes, you can have a career, but you have to be a good mother. There's something, you have to do the school run, but then you have to have a high-flying career as well. It's not possible to do the school run every day and have a high-flying career. There aren't high-flying career jobs, or very, very few, unless you own your own business and can dictate your own hours, that operate between the hours of 10 and 2:30. It's very, very difficult. It's very, we still are penalised in our pay. We still struggle around opportunities for us within the workplace with regards to pregnancy, maternity leave, etc. So all of those things are huge challenges. There's an absolute need for our Deeds Not Words campaign. Women are marginalised within our society, and when it comes to mental health and mental ill health, we see it there more than other places, I suppose. Women are treated different within the health service. We may be more likely to be medicated or sedated for concerns that we might raise with our GP or other healthcare professionals that actually might be about environmental causes. But we are medicalised. We're more likely to receive custodial sentences for things that men are not, and there are all of these inequalities which take place, and we need to highlight those in particular where women have experiences of mental ill health. And it's a bit sort of chicken and egg, really. Is it that the inequality that exists causes women to have mental ill health, or is it their mental ill health that exacerbates their inequality? And it would be useful to start a dialogue onto that, to see actually how do these things impact and affect each other. I hope to achieve with this campaign a lot more awareness raising, a lot more discussion. Quite frankly, I'm sick of people telling me that I have equality because 100 years ago some women got the right to vote in this country. I just find that absolute madness, and so to enter into a completely different dialogue about it. And I think also with this campaign is we're engaging with lots and lots of different people, and we're engaging with lots of men in this campaign, and that's ultimately what we need, is for men to understand that we have inequality. There was a really famous poem that came out after the Second World War, and it was they came for the communists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist, etc. What that poem really brought home was that you needed people who weren't in the marginalised group to speak up for the people within the marginalised group in order to make any difference, in order to make changes and to stop them from being persecuted. And I think that's what really this campaign can help achieve.